Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry each notch victories. For Shane, Patrick, that's the first win worldwide since the 2022 BMW PGA Championship on the DP World Tour. His first PGA Tour victory since
2019 Open.
That is correct. Yes. So back in the winner's circle.
Yep. And his first in the United States since the 2015 WGC Bridge.
Wow.
And
what golf course was that at?
Oh, Firestone.
South Course. Legendary.
Firestone.
That's his second win in the States. Right?
Only number 2. And he wasn't in the signature events, guys. If you don't remember, he needed the sponsors exemption into the Heritage. So now he's in the Wells Fargo, he's in the Memorial, he's in the Travelers. So although Rory didn't need it, he's got, status like a consultant with an airline. Lowry certainly did. And so it's good he'll be in the big time events for the remainder of the year and maybe start his season off at the Century next year as well.
Oh, interesting. Lowry back in the winner's circle, but this has become old hat a bit, Greg, for Rory McIlroy. Now 25 on the PGA Tour. It is noteworthy. 2024 hasn't probably been the greatest start for Rory. It's been fine, and a lot of guys would trade seasons with him in a big way even before this week. But I look forward. I see Quail Hollow in 2 weeks. I see Valhalla in 3. Maybe we start sprinting if we're Rory McIlroy.
Yes, and I expect it. Now, there's a problem with those kind of events, especially the PGA.
Oh, Scotty Scheffler going to be there?
Yeah,
rumor
has it. So that's the problem with the PGA. But all in all, I expect a much better second half of the season for Rory McIlroy. Again, I divide this year for him into 2. And it's not just this year, almost every year, pre-Masters and post-Masters. Maybe just Masters and not Masters. And all of a sudden, Rory has this lightness about him, right? There's a weight. He's playing because he loves the game right now. And all of a sudden, I think you're going to start to see results pile up. I really believe that the Masters, the pressure of the Masters weighs on him so much, which but I think it has a much bigger effect on his game, and it's much more than 1 week. And that's beyond us. Now he's playing golf, and his game is still, in my estimation, good enough to compete at the highest level. We've known that for a long time, but it's a lot better than 1 top 10 for a year, right? That his ability level right now is a lot better than that. And I think we're going to start to see. I wouldn't be surprised if he won 3 more times this year. I just don't think it's going to be in majors. I think there's a really big problem in the majors.
Oh boy, 3 more wins this year.
3,
massive.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm not calling that. I'm just saying. I think Rory has that in him.
Rick, here's a question for you, for your Vegas mind. Rory's obviously had a great history at Quail Hollow with 3 wins, coming off a win. Scotty Scheffler, where would you put they'd be 1-2 on the odds board, most likely. Where would you put them off the top of your head if you had to guess?
Scheffler's not going to play, right? He's not going to play Wells Fargo.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Okay. I mean, let's just assume
if he is.
Scotty will be 4.5 to 1, and Rory will be 7.5 to 1.
Okay.
I don't think that, which I honestly think that would probably have been the case even without this win. I don't know if Vegas is really caring about the Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry Zurich Classic victory.
I mean, maybe not, but then you throw in the playoff win over Chad Ramey and Martin Traynor, and
that's true. You have to talk about strength of field and who you beat to get there. Mark, let's put a bow on the Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry stuff here. We've got Rory who, listen, he's graded on one thing and one thing only. It's not only wins, but it's major championships. We know the mental gymnastics that he deals with at the Masters. He's going to get 3 more cracks this year without having the career Grand Slam also looming over his head. How do we look at the future of 2024 for Rory?
Well, I feel like a lot of it starts with the mindsets. And I will say, and Greg used the term light, I think it was earlier. When I chatted with him briefly before the round today, he sort of walked out of his way to come and greet me. And this was on the way to the first tee. And so I sensed this kind of like easiness about him. You know, it's not like I'm Rory and I have a point to prove. It's more like I'm Rory and I'm playing golf like I used to when I was a kid. Because when the first time I saw him when he was a kid, he had the swagger about him. He sort of struts around the place, had this wild hair and would tee it up and just hit it like he didn't care. Then find it and hit it like he didn't care again, and he would shoot nothing. And I saw a little bit of that starting to show. And whenever I watched the warm-ups on the range prior to the rounds, it looked freer. It looked to me like the golf swing was a bit more lined up at the top. I feel like that right elbow, which was drifting too far in behind him and causing some issues, reshaping the downswing, seems to be sort of figuring itself out. So with the mind being clearer, I feel like the golf swings can get better. And now it's just a question of really just hitting it like he doesn't care, which is crazy because you want to show all the application that you should. I just want him to go and free up now. And if he does, to all your observations, I feel like it could be a special year because I really do believe that he went out and won this thing, not by himself today, but he carried another golfer. And that's something to kind of put in your confidence cap.
Confident indeed. And Rory McIlroy now has 25 wins on the PGA Tour. Shane Lowry now with 3. Presumably we see them both next at the Wells Fargo Championship in 2 weeks.